Gentlemen and ladies, welcome to the fourth rendition of GroupDudes.com. Dude Talk. As you know, GroupDudes.com offers amazing deals each and every day on sports, pubs, fun, everything regular guys like me and Hawk like to do.
Like where beers?
Oh, this is a bad bet. I mean, I'm a Giants fan. I lost a bad bet. I got to keep it on for a bit. Either way, go to groupdudes.com. It's easy to subscribe. Just fire in your email and your postal code. Check out our wicked Facebook page, facebook.com/groupdudes. Make sure you go to the site over the next little while. Today, for instance, we're doing a wicked deal on Leafs tickets against the Minnesota Wild for January 19th.
You asked, we brang.
Big fan. Okay, and we also got a side deal that's still going with the Marlies, and you get a Leafs Nation night. For those that don't know, I'm old JR. This here, Big Hack. What do we got on the docket today?
We are going to start with my boy, and I know I'm going to get reamed for this, but I still back him up, Tim Tebow.
Well, the good news is, if you watched our last show, you can stay Jewish. It's going to keep Mom happy.
It's going to keep Mom very happy.
Because Tebow got smoked. But what do you think the problem was there? The Denver defense, for one, couldn't hold up.
Well, hold on. This is a problem I already have. Just because the team loses, I don't think it's a problem. I mean, you know, they basically, when you have two good teams play, what's going to be the end factor when you have two good teams play against each other?
Well, they lost by 20 points.
Well, it was turnovers.
And they lost
turnovers.
They lost. No, I agree. But they lost by 20 points at home.
Yeah.
They still let Brady rack up 40 points. And that's what a lot of people were wondering about the Tebow thing. Mm-hmm. Is that if you run into a quarterback like Brady or Breeze, who you know are going to rack 40 points on you, is he good enough to keep up with that? So far, to me, he's not.
I still think the guy, I mean, one, it's his rookie season. There's growing pains. He was 11 for 19 yesterday. For the first quarter of the
11
game.
for 19.
11 for 19. But this is, what's the argument?
11 for 19.
But what's the argument now? If the guy can pass, what's the argument going to be? Yeah, so everyone's waiting for his first loss. He's 6-2 in his last 8 games. So everyone waits for the first loss, and then, he's terrible?
No, he completed 11 passes in a 4-quarter football game.
But they rushed like
I got 10-year-olds that can do better than that.
But they rushed for 200. It's just because it's not their offense, it doesn't mean it's terrible. Big Ben's like that with the Steelers.
No,
yeah.
Listen. Big Ben can toss the ball. The Steelers are your team. Mm-hmm. When he tossed that pass to Holmes for the Super Bowl, Tebow could never do that. Well, I don't foresee Tebow ever doing a pass like that.
Well, give Tebow the offseason, okay? And you don't know. They're still first in the West.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so you're going to have a little playoff taste, a little teaser, and then we'll see where he's at. I mean, it's so annoying watching everyone yesterday. Oh, see how it is? That's not how it is. It's one loss in the last 6 games. He's 6-2 overall.
I'm just happy he could stay Jewish.
Yeah, thank you.
And keep Mom happy.
All right, next topic.
What else we got? Next topic, unfortunately, is about the New York Football Giants.
The G-Man.
What do you want me to say about my team? It was
the G-Man.
It was a horrible performance. I can't figure it out. I don't have an excuse for it. No. But here's the bottom line. Did you see how many passes they dropped? Hakeem Nicks, it was a for sure touchdown. He dropped it.
The first quarter.
You saw that?
Yeah, a little butter on his fingers.
Then he has 2-3 like that. Cruz has numerous ones like that. And we lose like 23-10 to the Redskins.
That was a big game. Was a big game. I guess you can beat the softies, but when it comes time to play...
No. We can beat the good guys.
Well, right. Okay? You can beat the good guys. But
we give Green Bay, but when we play the softies...
You roll over.
Yeah, exactly. We roll over like a bunch of little girls. It makes me puke. Like, did I tell you what happened yesterday? So I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there at home watching the game with my son. Okay, so my son plays football for me. He's a big football guy. We're watching the game. I'm deciding, should I drink beer? Shouldn't I drink beer? No, I'll just have a nice casual day with my son.
Bullshit. I'm drinking beer?
Listen. After the first half, and then we go into the third quarter, they're getting smoked after God knows how many interceptions by my man Easy. I just hit the showers and went to bed. I went to bed, and then I slept all the way till this morning, which was a good thing because we had a good visitor at the office today. You want to plug that?
Well, yeah, you check out facebook.com/groupdudes, or you can hit my own Facebook page, Big Hawk LaRue. Rochelle Wild, Playboy model.
Big fan.
Big fan.
Toronto girl.
Double big fan.
Anyway, she came in the office today. She did a meeting with us, with the higher-ups, the bourgeoisie of our company, and things are looking good for doing things with her in the future.
Oh, things look great. Things look great.
Anyway, back to the Giants.
The G-Man.
You know what? What do I say about the Big Blue? Could be over. Could be over for this year for them.
Well, I'm not going to go into Big Blue, Rochelle Wild. I'm going to stay off there.
You're going to stay out of that?
Yeah, I could have gone into something. But anyways.
Check that out at facebook.com/groupdudes. Next topic, Toronto Maple Leafs. What do we got?
Ooh, they're slipping. We're talking about the separation last week.
The slide is in.
They're eighth in their conference.
Every time I talk about the Leafs, I got to crack up.
They're eighth in the conference.
Yeah.
And they're only 2 points out of being in 12th. So what are we going to do?
Well, here's the problem I think the Leafs are going to have now. So before, I'm always on them about they have no sandpaper. But what about the fact now that their goaltending situation, that is shaky?
Well, here's the
Now,
problem.
listen, I was at Heater's house.
Yeah.
Okay? Heater is sales manager for Group Dudes. I'm at Heater's house watching this game. He's a huge Leaf fan. He makes me more sick than you ever will. Okay? Reimer. You know what? And Heater plays net, too. He had to admit, Reimer does not look
he doesn't look good, but I mean, this is the same
anything for this team.
It's not just
he's not going to do anything for this team.
It's not just the goalie; it's the whole team. I mean, I'm older than everyone on that team. I'm only 31 years old. You got to give them. There's going to be a lot of growing pains. I mean, I really hope they can make the playoffs, so give these young guys a little taste. But I mean, the monster looked great on Saturday night. I mean, he still let it.
He did?
Yeah, he looked good.
He got 5 goals pumped on him.
Well, guy, I mean,
he got 5 goals pumped on him. He looks good.
You didn't watch
I did watch the game. No, you know what your problem is? You know what these Leaf fans' problem is? And you know what I mean? Here's the problem. When you finish watching a Leaf game where the Leafs lose, don't go watch the post-game show at Leafs TV.
No, I don't watch
where they plug everybody.
No, you got to admit, the guy looked good, but he's not starting tonight. It's a young team. If they can get into the playoffs, it's gonna be a great building up, for next year.
Do you still think they're going to make the playoffs?
I do.
Let's talk about concussions. So my boy, my hero, Chris Pronger, he's gone.
He also hit the showers.
Yeah, he's gone. So what's the NHL going to do about these concussions? What's your thinking on making the ice surface bigger?
How?
You take out 3-4 rows.
So you want to play Olympic size?
Yeah.
Okay, and for what reason? To make the game even that much faster?
No, I just want to know how many times. Now, I watch the junior tournament all the time, okay?
Yeah.
That's my Christmas gift.
Wait a second. You're comparing guys who are not getting paid, who are not premium athletes.
No.
To guys who are in the NHL.
I'm not.
But you just said you're going to bring that's going to be your topic.
No, it's not.
You just said, I watched it. Okay, hey, so you're just saying on an off note, I watched the junior tournament last week. But anyways.
But you have to listen to the rest of the point. That's your
so
problem,
make
Hawk. You got to put a button in it. Okay?
Make the point.
What my point is that on the junior team this year, there's a couple of defensemen on this team for Canada coming in. One of the defensemen, 18, 19 years old. His name's Jeff. Last name starts with an O. Can't remember it. The guy's 6'7", 250 pounds.
Yeah.
At 19 years old,
yeah.
You tell me what he's going to be at 250. He's going to be at 250 by the time he's 25.
So what's the ice going to do different?
So when you watch the Olympics, okay? When you watch the Olympics, how many concussions do you see? I'm talking about pro players, not junior players. When Canada plays U.S., all the rest of it.
You're comparing a few sample games. You just have a few games in your sample to games every night. There's 4, 5, 6 games every night.
Okay, so what's your solution?
My solution is make the equipment smaller.
So the smaller equipment, I don't think that's necessarily going to work. We could maybe possibly, what do you think about making the equipment like softer?
Well, yeah, smaller,
So-
softer.
So it doesn't have those hard edges around it.
Well, it's going to have something, but make it smaller and softer. But it's so bulky now.
And here's another point too. Like, why can't, we have all this technology today, okay? God knows there's technology everywhere you look. Can't somebody develop helmets for the NHL and the NFL where these guys don't take concussions?
What do you think they're you think they're just making these helmets without worrying about concussions?
Well, listen, you have 27 reported concussions plus this year in the NHL. But
Yeah.
that's going back to my point, okay? What I think's going on in sport, and I have to give the NHL full credit for this, is that, have you watched that new 24/7?
Yes.
Where the Flyers are with the Rangers?
Yes.
So in that, they have the concussion with Giroux. And they show how many tests Giroux has to go through. That wasn't going on 2-3 years ago. So all I think is happening, and probably the only good thing to ever happen out of Sidney Crosby taking his concussion, is that I think everyone's reporting it now. That's all I think.
Well,
I think there was like 37 concussions 2 years ago,
Well,
too.
how do
But
you wanna
guys
end up?
weren't reporting it.
Well, because
so
guys-
now
because-
guys report it, okay? And it goes on the docket. Now, because a guy like Sid the Kid, if he can take a year off, okay, with a concussion, so can I.
Yeah, because guys don't want to end up like how you see people are. If they get 4 or 5 concussions, they can't even think. And you see how many times, how many hits you take to the head. Look what happened to Muhammad Ali. He's taken so many hits to his head. And people don't want to end up like this.
Either way, sad to hear about Chris Pronger. Sad about everybody in the NHL and the NFL that's going through the concussion things. But they have to wake up. And I mean, the bottom line is guys are just getting smarter. They're reporting it, right? So if they report it, of course the stat sheet's going to show more concussions. Well, of course there was more concussions in 2011, 2012 than there was in 2008. Because you were getting careered on the ice. You remember sometimes Matthew Barnaby would be on the bench like this. He was like stunned. He went back out on the ice. Whereas now, there's protocol in place where they take them aside, they do the testing on them, right? And just because you're able to walk or drive your car home doesn't necessarily mean you're able to play hockey.
It's different now, and that's what technology and better medicine has done. So, but, it's going to end how it is. But anyhow.
Sign us off.
All right, check us out on groupdudes.com, facebook.com/groupdudes, and also hit us up on Twitter @groupdudes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us tonight. Mcveighs Irish Pub, thanks for hosting this again for us today. We'll see you next episode. Any comments you have, go to groupdudes.com or go to facebook.com/groupdudes. Give us your comments. Next show, we'll be talking about the NBA. See you next time.